Explained by the Billy Meier contacts. Anatol, a last name not given. See also Petra-Meriam.
Contact Report 145.
Since our last meeting, I have gotten to know all kinds of things that were rather unpleasant, despite the joy I also had on the other hand.
You speak of Meriam and Anatol.
Exactly. So far we only ever talked about that, so to speak, to the exclusion of the general public, because these concerns should not have become known at an earlier time. But now, this leads to the fact that the group members are not oriented over it.
This was deliberately kept in such a manner, as you know. But on the other hand, we have not even completely informed you about everything because we did not want to raise hopes in you that then might not come true.
I know that now too. Miriam has explained it to me. You were with some of your people in America, with your group there. Together with them, you tried, through strong impulses, to win some Americans over to our cause, and you also tried for a long time to give Elsie suitable impulses, to which she should have complied, and she should have sought out those influenced by you. Anatol is a man who was used by a group of extraterrestrials as a contact person to pursue a very specific educational work on Earth. He stands, or rather, stood, in contact with humans of that group, who are under the leadership of a certain Ashtar Sharon. These Ashtar Sharon people previously worked together with the Giza intelligences and were, therefore, expelled by the Pleiadians from the planet Earth and were deported. For the exact data on this, one would have to go to our earlier contact report, see Volume 1, 36th Contact on Monday, 20.10. 1975, PMRS 460 and the following, and 38th Contact on Thursday, 13.11. 1975, PMRS 488 and the following, and Volume 2, 44th Contact on Monday, 16.2. 1976, PMRS 81 and the following, to find these because I know that these things were discussed between you and me officially. Over the last decades, however, Ashtar Sharan and his people have obviously changed to the positive and to the truthly truth in such a form that they were allowed to remain active on the Earth practically, in a reparation process or in a reparation mission, whereby the Pleiadians have made several of their own older ships available to them. Thus, people of the Ashtar Sharan group already came to the Earth again a long time ago, recently searched for contact here and worked or work for a certain truth mission, which consists, among other things, of confirming your existence and my mission. Miriam, however, a young girl who is not quite 17 years old, is one of those telepathic contact persons of you Pleiadians, about whom you have told me on occasion. The girl knows Anatol personally, and is also extremely powerfully established in spiritual telepathy and in various other forces, which she should use for the purpose of our whole mission. In the next to last week of May, she called me, and I could ascertain her tremendous strength of spiritual telepathy. Then, through her, I also found out the closer relationships of her and your teamwork, and the unpleasant facts about Elsie in America. But she also spoke of Anatol, who, according to her information, began his public educational work at about the same time when she made contact with me.
Contact Report 167.
The day before yesterday, I asked you to clarify why Anatol and Miriam did no longer contact me, the way they promised to do. I was also still expecting all kinds of material from them.
Concerning this, I must, unfortunately, give you a message that will not be pleasant for you. My investigations were rather troublesome, but I found out that the mission linked to these two people was destroyed. During the month of November of last year, the two decided that they would go to Italy in December, together, in order to visit common acquaintances there. Then, on December 7th, 1981, they also carried out this decision, got on Anatol's road vehicle, and drove off.
Once again, you make this damn long. Did the two of them cause an accident and they are therefore now in the hospital?
You are illogical.
Then Oh yes, you said that their mission was destroyed, so it can only mean that the two of them did not survive the accident?
It was an accident, yes.
You, otherwise, are not squeamish, if you want to explain something to me. Why this now?
You knew the two personally and included them in your love.
Why, actually, did you first have to find out what happened with Meriam and Anatol?
I can still inform you that the accident happened only a few hundred meters away from Anatol's residence, and that the end came immediately. Also, you should know that the two still wanted to visit you in December on the trip home from Italy.
That is enough already, my friend. Yes, Anatol had promised that he would visit me before the end of the year. But I only ever saw him once, and Meriam only 3 times.
Contact Report 496.
The question refers to Petra-Meriam and Anatol, who were meant to help me to spread the teachings in the manner of a wandering heraldry in the German-speaking world. Certain people do not understand the whole thing and think that the two of them were prophets, which was not the case, because they were really only meant to be active as itinerant preachers in the German-speaking world, with regard to teaching and mission.
That is correct, because more was not their task. Unfortunately, they were killed in an unforeseen car accident and were not able to fulfill this task. It was also not intended that other persons should take their place, who could have taken over the task. The fatal accident of the two was therefore not included in the provision because this coincidence was not foreseen. Therefore, it follows that the teaching in the German-speaking countries by your and the core group initiative has to be spread much more laboriously and circumstantially than the whole thing was originally intended by the activities of Anatol and Petra-Meriam.
Contact Report 519.
The former contacts with Anatol and Petra, who unfortunately lost their lives in their accident and could not work for your mission.
Contact Report 565.
These statements of my daughter are, of course, not connected with those telepathic impulse contacts which we had with Earth humans without their knowledge, nor with those which, intentionally or unintentionally, were made by us with Earth humans, such as the contact of my daughter Sim Yase with a German named Elsa Schröder in Persia near Zahedan, and with Petra and Anatol.
Contact Report 648.
This was also the reason why all contacts with Earth humans were of a purely technical telepathic nature, including those with Petra and Anatol.
Contact Report 704.
The only exception was when Petra and Anatol were involved in a contact connection, who, according to your instructions, should have assisted you. This connection ended. However, after Eva had brought you to the two of them in Hüningen in Alsace, where you were to discuss with them their work, which they were to have taken on, but which unfortunately did not happen, because some time after your meeting, both of them fell victim to an unforeseen fatal car accident, and the planned enterprise was thereby rendered invalid. Earth humans other than Petra and Anatol were and are not allowed according to our directives for direct contacts, nor indirect ones.
Contact Report 748.
But perhaps you can explain a little why you do not make contact with Earthlings, and why I had to be the mediator with Petra and Anatol. Something explained from your side is possibly more detailed than what I have said and explained in each case.
Now, in response to your explanation, it is to be explained that the basic justification given for our directive is founded precisely in the explanations I have just given, which expresses the fact that we Plejaren would endanger ourselves in our peaceful, righteous, and self-controlling behavior in contacts with Earth humans through their inherent degenerations. This then should we violate our directives and come into contact with Earth humans who are still altogether subject to the bias and degenerations of that which I have elaborated and explained. The whole reason why we cling to our directives and prevent ourselves from entering into direct or other closer contact with Earth humans is based on the fact that we Pleiaren are not immune to the degenerations of all kinds which are peculiar to Earth humans, but are just as susceptible to them as is also uncontrollably inherent in Earth humans themselves.